Hey everyone, it's Zenergy. You can call me Z with SomaAscension. And today we have some shadow question prompts for you, journal prompts that you can use to help you know yourself better. Some people are like, I don't know how to know myself. What are the right questions to ask? Well, I'm bringing you some questions you can ask, and then you write it at the top of your page, and then you just start writing. No matter what comes out, even if you don't have an idea right away, you can just say, I blah 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 because whatever, or I'm just don't have anything to write right now, but I'm writing to get things flowing. Literally just start dialoguing in the moment, and things will start to flow for you. That's how you can get out of your head to get it onto paper. So here's some prompts and some questions that I think might help you to know yourself better, to get really deep in there and see what's going on. So these questions are like keys. They open doors that most people keep locked. Use them with love and care. When someone shares their shadow, they are giving you a great gift of trust. To know someone is to see their light, but to truly understand them, you must look at what they hide in the dark. The shadow is not bad. It is just parts of us that we were taught to push away to fit in. When we ask deep questions, we can help people bring out the light, and we can bring out the light in ourselves and truly connect with each other. So here are some questions that you can ask yourself. What is a trait in others that makes you feel very angry or annoyed? This often shows what you suppress about yourself. This is what we're talking about when we talk about people being mirrors for us, because everyone is a mirror for each other. So, and the mirror reflects either something that I need to work on in myself, either judgment or something I'm not accepting about myself. So self-judgment. And then another question would be, if you could do anything without being judged by anyone, what would you do first? And question 3, what is a positive thing people say about you that you secretly feel is a burden? And you can write all of this down and take as much time as you need, sit with it, meditate it. Allow these questions and answers to come to you. What was a rule you had to follow as a child that you still feel guilty for breaking today? This is a way to get you really thinking about the way that your childhood formed your behaviors, thoughts, and patterns of your today. And some of those things, a lot of those things usually can be let go of and are no longer needed. So that's a good way to get into that and figure out what that is for yourself. So next, when you're alone and in the quiet and by yourself, what is one thought you try to run away from? This is a good one. And then another is, what is a dream or a talent you gave up because you thought it wasn't acceptable or realistic? This can get you in touch with your passions. What your purpose is your passions and your excitement. So anyone is trying to find their purpose constantly and feeling lost, you follow your passion, you follow your excitement, you follow what gets your heart elated, what makes you giddy. That is your purpose. You're supposed to be doing that. So what is that? Next would be, if your life was a movie, who would be the villain and what part do you represent? This is a great way to figure out what your part is in things and how your actions, behaviors, and patterns affect the people around you and the situations that you're in. It is good to self-reflect and figure out how to best handle those situations within yourself. So who would be the villain and what part of you do they represent? There's that mirror again. So another would be, what is something you admire in someone else but feel you could never do yourself? This is called the golden shadow, and I didn't know this was a thing until recently, where I've been deep diving into these things. And a golden shadow is actually something that is your light, something that you are really good at or really shine in, and you feel like you can't shine in it, and then it becomes a shadow. Because some people, even in their talents, feel like imposter syndrome, or feel like, oh, it's too this or too that, or not enough this or not enough that, and then they dim their light because of whatever reason, and that is the golden shadow. So integrating not only the parts of you that you may be shameful or things like that of, but also the parts of you that you could be proud of, other than the judgment and self-judgment. The next journal prompt would be, what is one thing you hope people never find out about you? And this could be something that's really difficult to write down, especially if you've had, like myself, trauma around keeping a journal, a diary when you were a kid. Maybe your parents got a hold of it and used the content against you, like in my case. I never felt like I could write again after that for a really long time. I felt like I had no privacy, and that my most inner thoughts would then be held against me. And that really was a detriment to my self-processing a lot. So if you can't write it down and then burn it or rip it up and throw it away. But write it down and write it out and figure it out and talk about it like to yourself and work it out. And then if you need to, you can just toss it. When you sabotage your own success, how do you usually do it? Such a great question. We self-sabotage for so many reasons. This can bring about the self-awareness for you to see what's going on with you. And then, what does your inner critic sound like, and whose voice does it use? I know a lot of us, our inner critic sounds like our parents or guardian or a partner that wasn't maybe so nice or whatever. The inner critics can sound like a myriad of different people. And then what do they say to you? What kinds of things are you saying to yourself in this voice? And maybe at this point we just accept that, hey, this is the way that I talk to myself, and maybe bringing awareness to that every time you do it. And then eventually you can start to alter that and talk to yourself in a more compassionate and loving and encouraging tone, which has been a huge mindset shift for myself. And the self-dialogue and inner dialogue is absolutely huge. So you can tell a lot about where you are with your shadow by the way that you talk to yourself. So really analyzing that inner critic, who is it? Is it even true? Like, check in with yourself and do this shadow work. And this actually really, really helps you deep dive into yourself and figure it out and really understand why you're reacting the way you are. Get that nervous system regulation, get your nervous system feeling safe, and then it'll be no time before you are an emotionally regulated person who responds rather than reacts to things. If this was a great help to you, please give me a follow and some comments and likes and all the things that really help me push out my content and give me love. It really boosts my spirits and keeps me motivated to keep coming on here and providing this information. So I really appreciate it, you guys. I read everything. I interact with everything. If you ever need personal support, don't hesitate to reach out. Much love. Thank you.